Still waiting. And hello, everybody. Savy Techgirl here. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for joining us. We are on episode number 2. So we're going to actually, I just got 2 minutes before we go live. I just want to make sure I've got everybody in here doing a little bit of setup for a minute. So just bear with me, and then we will get going on this week in technology news. All right. Hope everybody's having a fantastic weekend so far. Weather is great. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the show. So just bear with me for 1 minute here. And just want to get this out. Okay, and I think we should be good. Okay, so, all right, just want to do the ability here for I'd like some questions to be coming in here. And let's go. I just want to make sure the live chat is up and running. Doesn't seem to want to work at the moment. Let's just take a look here. All right. For some reason, sorry about this, guys. For some reason, my chat's not working, so that's no good, is it? Guess it's just going to be a bunch of me talking and you guys listening. That could be a little bit boring, I think. Let's just take a look and see. Maybe it'll come up this time. And then we'll get going. Okay. Almost there. And I might just not be able to see the chat. We were having a problem with this yesterday as well. And I just want to see. Okay. Well, it looks like I'm going to have to. Looks like I'm going to have to get some questions through Twitter, guys. So sorry about that. See what happens for the next time. But anyways, thanks a lot for joining us. This is episode 2 of Savy Tech Girl, week in review. So we're going to do technology updates. We're going to talk about everything from streaming media, KODI, whatever we want to call it, XBMC, FMC, lots of different forks out there right now. So we're going to be talking about that. One of the first things I want to talk about, if we're going to be talking about technology and this week in review, is what's everybody thinking of the spaceship, the new plane unveiled by Virgin Atlantic. So yesterday I was reading online, and they have unveiled their new spaceship, which is called Spaceship 2, because unfortunately Spaceship 1 didn't make it, obviously. So let's hope that this one does. But you know what, I was thinking about it. How insane is that, really? 5 years ago, could you imagine? I mean, obviously it was in the works, but can you imagine 5 years ago thinking that if you've got enough money, you could actually go into space? So as far as technology, I think that's pretty huge for this week, showing where everything's going and what the possibilities are. So yeah, I just want to sort of lead off with that and just think, wow, like all of a sudden we're able to go with Virgin Galactic. Sorry, not Virgin Atlantic. I should say Virgin Galactic. That's not an advertisement. Not getting paid by them in any way. But I just thought it was incredible that they're unveiling this new spaceship. I put a tweet out the other day with a picture of it. And yeah, if you got millions of dollars, then all the power to you guys. You can sort of get out there and go to space, and hopefully you can come back again. I don't know that I would be too happy about doing that, going up there, but there you go. So this week, what's been going on? Well, in the streaming media world, it has calmed down a little bit. I was lucky enough to be on Husham's show yesterday. I was busy on Thursday, but they invited me in yesterday, and I think we had a pretty good show. It's unfortunate, though, over the past couple of weeks, because of everything that's been going on, there's been a lot of hatred. And you know what? I have full respect for everybody that goes on Husham's show. Touch Tone has sort of had a rough week. He's a fantastic guy. You know what? I back all of them 100%. And this community really needs to stick together, and we really need to support each other for the people out there that are just out there to cause problems. You know what? If we ignore them long enough, they're going to go away. And really, that's what it's all about. We don't need this drama. And the reason that we're getting it is because the people displaying it are unable to show themselves off really in any other way. So you know what, the community really came together this week, and I have the utmost respect for all of them, everybody, all the developers that go on to Husham's show. Husham's had a rough few weeks, so kudos to him. You know what, he's doing everything right. Everybody's still going, and KODI, or the streaming media, XBMC, whatever we want to call it, it's not going anywhere, guys. It's still out there. Like I said last week, a few of the developers have dropped off and new ones have come on. Woody left Phoenix, and now he's moved on to other add-ons, third-party add-ons. So everybody's still out there. Everything's still as good as it was, getting even better. I've been sort of thinking over the last week or so that, you know what, with the fact that KODI, XBMC, whatever we want to be calling it, is an open source program, what happens is people create something called a fork, and a fork is a version of. So with open source, all it means is that anybody can take that program and they can change it and they can make their own. And you know what, that works even with the field that I'm in. For a program that somebody writes, as I mentioned before, we can take it, and instead of reinventing the wheel, which why would we do that, we can take a sample or take a previous application and change it and make it our own. I really am going to look into, over the next couple of months, maybe taking it and making my own and putting it out there. So you know what, I really am hoping, if I get a lot of time or some time, I don't really sleep a lot as it is now, but this is something that really interests me, and there is a great possibility that I can get something out there. It won't be soon. You know what, I'm not going to say it's going to be in the next 2 months, but it is something that I'm working on. I have it going on up here, and yeah, I would really like to bring my own streaming media player out. You guys could use it, you know, like for exactly the same types of things, whether it's streaming, whether it's sharing your photos, whether it's streaming your music through your house, it's that type of thing. So lots of stuff going on this week. It's been a positive week. It's been a quieter week, and really less drama, and I'm not going to bring any drama to this show at all. Okay, there was a great new fork that came out this week that I want to talk about, and it's called Exodus. So Lambda is the developer. I'm pretty sure Lambda's the developer anyway, and great job on it. So again, a fork is a copy of a previous add-on. And it's open source, and that's what it's all about, so that's fine. He's done a really good job on it. It is a fork of Genesis. So if you guys like Genesis, you're going to love this. We had some conversations last night on Twitter about, is there a favorites in the Exodus? And the answer to that is not directly within Exodus. I just want to go right back to my notifications so I get this correct. I don't want to mislead anybody here. It's too bad my chat's not working. Darn it. Let me just look here. So, all right, I just want to make sure we have this right. So the response is that although there are no favorites, you can either use super faves, so that is something that I use, and that is an add-on, or you can sign up for tracked account, and then the tracked account will actually interact with Exodus. So at that point, then you can create your favorites and you can go from there. I don't actually use favorites, and the reason for that is I don't really get a lot of time to watch things from the third-party add-ons. I spend a lot of time reviewing them. I spend a lot of time going step by step through them and seeing how they work. But I don't spend a lot of time actually watching anything. So when that question came up last night, I didn't immediately have the answer, and I looked it up, and so that's what we came back with. So if you're using Exodus, you just want to make sure that you are either going to use super faves or you're going to sign up for the tracked account. It all links together, and then you can save your favorites from in there. Okay, so that was a good note. In order to run the Exodus add-on, what you're going to need to do is, it comes from the Fusion repository. So for people that don't have Fusion installed, it's basically going into your file manager under Systems. And I will put a video online after to show you guys how to do this. But just to walk through it, basically you're going to go File Manager under your Systems, and you're going to add a source. And under the source, you are going to put the http://fusion.tvaddons.ag. All right, so it's coming from the TV add-ons repo, which is fantastic repo. And then you can go through, just name it, so .fusion, and go back into your add-ons install from zip file. And then you will have under your programs, you're going to be able to do add-on installer. And when you go into your add-on installer, under there, you're going to have Exodus, just install, and away you go. Look and the feel is just like Genesis, so you won't, I don't think anybody will have any problems with that. But like I said, I'll do a review probably today, maybe tomorrow, and I'll just do an outline for you. I'll go through the installation and everything. But if you're used to Genesis, then you'll absolutely be able to get through that. Okay, so that's the add-on that I'm going to mention this week. That's the third-party add-on. And there's obviously the Daytona 500's coming up tomorrow. I don't know if there's any NASCAR fans out there. I will also put a video online for where you can find links to that fantastic event tomorrow. If you guys have any questions, can you just send it to me on Twitter, maybe direct message me. I feel lost without having this chat up, and I have no idea why it's not working currently. So if you can just send that to me at Savy Techgirl. I've got it open here so I can answer any of your questions. Just want to see what your thoughts and views are of this past week. And yeah, we can sort of take it from there. So we talked a little bit on Husham's show the other day, yesterday, like I said, a little bit about what's going on and everything with KODI. And you will definitely see in the next little while some different streaming media programs, applications that come out. And I'll definitely keep an eye on what's going on, especially like with FMC or SPMC, that type of thing. But for now, you guys don't need to jump ship or anything. Just stay with what you're doing, and yeah, keep doing what you're doing. Keep on with the add-ons, and everything will work out, and you'll be able to get everything that you need. Last week, we talked a little bit about VPNs, and are we using them? Aren't we using them? So my suggestion is that everybody be using some type of a VPN. Now, there's lots out there. There's many that you'll see in reviews. I personally use, and no disclaimer here, I personally use Overplay VPN. It's something that I have used for a number of years. I think probably about 5 years now. And I really like it. I'm just going to share my screen with you for 1 second so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is the Overplay VPN site. So it's overplay.net. I will actually put a link on all of my stuff. If you go through me, there are some discount deals out there. So they do have a couple of different services. You can use either a smart DNS service, which is a really great service. It's a smart DNS, so it takes all the configuration and everything out for you. You simply you simply log in. It's as simple as pushing a button, and then you're up and running. And like it says here, it connects to your favorite online devices, uncensored internet, all through a simple process of changing your DNS server. So that's one thing. It works on laptops. It works on mobile phones, tablets. I've honestly, guys, I've used this for a number of years, and I've never had an issue. Nothing's ever gone offline on me. So I would definitely recommend them. Like I say, I'm not being paid by them. They are just, as far as I'm concerned, it's a fantastic product. It's never gone down on me, and it's something that's it's stable. So it's something that you guys want to look into. And if you got any questions about it, I would be more than happy to answer them. Okay. So just to continue with that, a lot of people then have said to me, what is a VPN and what does it do, and what's the difference if I'm using a VPN or if I'm not using a VPN? And the difference is, if you're using a VPN, you are able to see content that is not in your area. So sometimes you might have an ISP that blocks your the fact that you want to watch something that is not in your area. And the reason that they're doing that is obviously for copyright laws, and movies are allowed to go somewhere. They're allowed to be released in the States, but maybe not in Canada. We run into that a lot. So a VPN is, I sort of want to try and do a dummy's explanation of what it is. But a VPN, what it does is it establishes like a virtual channel, per se, address between networks, okay? And when it does that, so let's say that I'm currently in Canada. What you're able to do is you're able to fool it into believing that I'm not in Canada, I'm in the States. And when I'm connecting to a server that's in the States as well, then that takes that link out of the middle, and it stops you get those error messages that pop up and say, you can't see that, you're not in the right location, that type of thing. So all it's doing is giving you a separate IP address, Internet Protocol address, which essentially is like a house address. That's how I sort of explain it to people. And it's making it look like you're in a different location. VPNs are also used. A lot of companies have a VPN. Gives you a safe and secure connection to your office location. So you take your laptop home, you connect to your VPN, which your administrator and your IT department would set up, and then you can work from your computer, which is in your office, the server, get all your files, and you actually can be in a remote location. So VPNs are great. I would recommend running it if you are doing a lot of streaming. Some ISPs are going to be all over you, others are not. And it's just something that you should keep in mind. So if you guys have any direct questions, please let me know, and I'll sort of guide you in the right direction. But my suggestion, I really like overplay.vpn, and that way, like I said, it's very stable. I've never had a problem with them in all those years. And you don't get any of the junk software with it. You are paying. It's, it's like they say, it's the price of a Starbucks coffee, but only once a month. So definitely something that you should consider. And yeah, it'll probably help with a lot of those sources not available, that type of thing, because those error messages do seem to come up quite a bit, and that could be why. You may be getting that error because it's getting blocked from your ISP, which is internet server, and they may not be allowing that through. Okay, so that's just sort of covering VPNs. We can actually, I can do a show if you guys would like of actually setting one up, showing you how to do that sort of step by step. It'd be interesting to see how many of you are actually using a VPN, or how many of you are just, you know, going without it. Like I say, I have mine active most of the time, and I'm very, very seldom do I get something that says that it cannot stream. I don't get those error messages coming up. Okay, so like I say, I'm not getting any questions, so it's kind of hard to answer anything. But let's see, what else have we got? What's been going on this week? Just seeing if I can get this going, but apparently not. It still doesn't want to work for me. All right, so yeah, so as far as the community goes, you know what, I'm pretty happy with how everything has turned out this week. It's nice to see the people that need to pull together, and you know what, it's great to bring additional people into this community. If you guys, you know, have the knowledge that you want to share, please, by all means, get that information out there to us, and we can pass it on. You know what, get you a part of the community. Like, it's just, we're all sharing information, and it just helps everybody, right? So yeah, anything that you can send our way, any suggestions you have, whatever, that would be fantastic, and I can always pass it on to the groups and the developers. And like I say, I have all due respect for all of the developers that go on the Husham show. Those guys, they work endless hours. They have full-time jobs, and then they do this on top of it. So it's all because we enjoy it, and that's the only reason. What other add-ons should we talk about? So we've talked about Exodus, which is third-party add-on, fantastic fork of Genesis, and Castaway is still a really good add-on for sports. Been using that a little bit this week. Probably will use it tomorrow for the Daytona 500. That should be a fun day. And again, it's got tons of links in it, Castaway. Everything seems to be up and running. Haven't had any major issues with that. So that's one of the add-ons that you can be using tomorrow. Phoenix is still one of my go-to add-ons. Really, you know what, I enjoy it. I like the structure of it. And that's something that a lot of people are, it's not on a lot of people are still using. So that's one that I would suggest that you guys use. And what else do I have here in my notes? I'm not sure if I mentioned right at the beginning, but I have been lucky enough to add a moderator to my show. So the idea is every week I'm going to have the Savy Techgirl Week in Review show, and the moderator is going to be at Stream and Wend. So I want you guys to sort of welcome her, send her messages, and she's on Twitter at Streaming Wend, so STREAMGWEND, and she is going to be helping me, making sure the chat's working, sending me questions of what people have, any of the questions, so I don't miss anything, and that type of thing. So hopefully she will be joining us. She unfortunately couldn't join today, but over the next couple of weeks, and we may even move the show to an evening. Saturdays at noon Eastern Standard Time are great for the winter, but as the spring kicks in, then it'll be something that we'll probably want to change to an evening. Okay, so Vinny has commented, and he's asking about TSN. So I did get it working last week, and you know what, Vinny, let me get back to you because I can't remember the feed, and I know that it was up and running. So what I will do is I promise you today I will answer that question for you, and I will get that sent over. I know that there's TSN1, TSN2, I believe. The feed, and I know that it was up. And I'll definitely get that link to you and see. I think it's also, now I think about it, I think it's in a couple of add-ons. But let me just clarify it, and I will send you a message if you want to drop me your email. I think I have it, Vinny, but just drop me an email, SavyTechGirl@gmail.com, and then I can answer that question for you. Okay, I want to thank everybody for my videos are getting tons of views, and I'm really excited about that. I'm up over 1,000 views on my XBMC Explained Part 1, so that I'm really pleased. I still have Part 3 to publish, and this week I'll be adding some additional videos online as well. So yeah, so that's great. So thanks guys for watching those and all the support. And what else do I have that I want to talk about? I am going to keep these shows to approximately 30 minutes just because it sometimes gets a little bit overwhelming with information, or sometimes maybe even a little bit boring for you guys. But you know what? In summary of this week, the KODI world is sort of leveling out, and people aren't as stressed out as they were. It's just such a shame when you get such a good group of people and all of a sudden they're sort of fighting an uphill battle with all of this stuff. But you know what? Everybody's made some good progress this week, so it's nice to see everybody pulling together and you know what? Getting rid of the bad guys and keeping all the good guys. I want to do every week, I want to be able to do and add it to my show, a app review. So each week I'm going to pick an app that I personally like, and up to you guys, you can download it, you can never look at it. But my app this week is going to be an app. It's for Android and iOS, and it is called Companion. So Companion was brought out, and it was written by a university student. Because what happens, obviously, is at night, the students finish their classes, sometimes really late, and they're walking through campus back to their dorms, and they're all alone, and anything could happen. And we've seen it happen, and we've seen it on the news. So this was developed by university students, and then it was released into the main public. And what it is you can have the app Companion on your phone, and your friend has it on their phone, or your parents, or whoever it is. And when you're ready to walk home or walk wherever you're walking, you create a route, right? So as you create the route, so you put the address where you're going, you put that address in, and you're walking it, and you can add people to follow you. So if you're walking, say, 1 kilometer, and you add your friends to it, and it's great for kids maybe walking home from school, or anything like that. It's late at night, and you know what, you have to go to the store and you're walking back. So you put the address in, you add the people that you want to add to your walk, and they can watch you. When you get home or to wherever you're going, they know where you are. Okay, and then if you feel nervous, so you have the phone in your hand, and if you, I don't know if you guys can see it, but let's see. You can't really see it very well, right? So you put where you're going, and then it gives you this option at the bottom, right? So if you feel nervous, you push that button, and it will alert your friends, right? So the people that you're talking to, it alerts your friends immediately. And then the other thing is you can quietly call the police. So if you feel nervous, you feel like you're getting into trouble or whatever, you just push that, calls the police, and then they will know where you are because of the GPS tracking, and then they can help you. So guys, that's a great app. It's called Companion. Go to your store, go to your app store, whatever, and download it. If you've got teenagers, university students, anybody, husbands, wives, kids, whatever, you just have to, both people have to have it, or the more people have it, the larger groups you can get. So that's my add-on for the week. I think it's a fantastic one, and it keeps everybody safe. So may as well use these phones for something useful instead of just sort of wasting our time. And that's my pick of the week. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna sort of wrap it up there. It's been 28 minutes, and hopefully next week the chat room will be working a little bit better. I will come back next week at noon Eastern Standard Time on the Saturday, and hopefully we will have Stream and Wend with us as a moderator, get that chat room working. And please, this week, if you can send me some questions and I can add it to next week's show. So that's on Twitter at SavyTechGirl, and you can email me, SavyTechGirl@gmail.com. Get me on Facebook, Facebook.com/SavyTechGirl. And yeah, I look forward to talking to you next week. Look forward to this week in review. And the only other thing I want to talk about, I'm going to just put it in your ear. What do you guys think about this Apple and FBI situation? Do you think that Apple should be helping them out? Or do you think the FBI should have somebody working for them that's able to get that information out of that phone? Let me know your feedback. Send me some messages. I'd love to hear it. And next week, I'll tell you what I think of it. I could probably talk for an hour just on that topic, but let me know what you think. FBI, Apple, and where do you stand on what's going on? Okay? Thanks a lot, guys. Have a fantastic week. I will be on Husham's show hopefully tomorrow evening. If not, you can catch me there next Thursday. And I hope you guys have a great week. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.